Liv! I know you're still listening, so I'm gonna say this loud and clear. SummerSlam, I not only end your revenge tour, I not only end your title reign, I'm gonna end your career.
Hey, what's going on YouTube land? It's your boy TJ and welcome to my YouTube channel, Western Nostalgia, where I get my reviews, WWE shows and PLE events, and today we are going to be reviewing Raw, July 15, 2024. But before I get into my review, just go ahead and give that thumbs up and like. It helps push my video through the algorithm. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Raw. So, we open up Raw with Mommy, aka Rhea Ripley, and she says Mommy is back, and I've been away for 3 months. Thanks to Liv Morgan, and she's been running around with something that formerly belonged to me and I never lost, which we're not talking about Dom. I'm gonna handle him later. But Liv, why don't you just go ahead and bring your stupid little self in front of me so that way I can rip you apart. So instead of Liv Morgan, speaking of Dominic Mysterio, he comes out and he all like, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. He sound like a kid in trouble. Like, then he had a rose in his hand. I'm like, why you ain't come with a bouquet of roses? Like, you going outside, my man. So then this is when Liv Morgan, no, she doesn't come out. She's on the Tigatron. So, and she says, oh, Rhea, oh, my wonderful, sweet Rhea, my sweet girl. Hey, I want to apologize to you because, like, my voice, you know, I've been screaming. You know, I've been known to be a screamer. Hey, Dirty Dom. How's your shoulder been feeling? Because, you know, I took you out and everything like that. Didn't know when we're going to see you again. My shoulder's been okay, though. So, basically, she's letting her know that, yeah, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. This is when Rhea Ripley said, look, let's just go ahead and cut to the chase. I already knew that you weren't going to bring yourself in front of me. So, let me just go ahead and lay this challenge out. Me and you at SummerSlam for my Women's World Championship. So, Liv Morgan says that I already knew the end result was always going to lead to me and you in the ring. So, guess what? I'm not going to run from you. It's on. So it's going to be SummerSlam, Liv versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. She says, bye, Dirty Dom. And it was just so funny because he just looked like a kid in trouble. He just like, I didn't do anything. Like, why are you so mad at me? So Rhea Ripley looks into the camera and she says, look, Liv, I know you're still listening. She says, at SummerSlam, I don't just end your title reign. I don't just end the revenge tour. I'm going to end your career. So then this is when she drops the mic and she poses, and then it looks like Dominic Mysterio tries to open up the ropes for Rhea Ripley, and she is looking at him like he'd be pushing up daisies if looks could kill. Like, so then he just gets up and she just looked like, yeah, you knew. So he's still trying to plead his case as he's walking away. We're gonna see what's the development between Mommy and Dom Mysterio, but it looks like he's definitely on the outs, in the outhouse with her. In this next segment, it is Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio. He is still trying to talk to his mommy. Mommy, it's not what it looks like. Mommy, please, hear me out. Please, Mommy. And I'm all like, oh gosh, you squibbling fool. Go away, she don't want to talk to you. Then she goes into her room and she says, what the hell is all this? Because she see a bouquet of roses everywhere and they were black. Guess that's her favorite color. So he says, I just want to make it right with you, you know? And she was slashed the door in his face. So then this is when Damien Priest comes around. He says, so how's everything going with you and Rhea so far? He said, good, but not really. I think she don't really want to talk to me. So then she opens the doors and throw a bouquet of roses at him. I was like, dude, you think she don't want to talk to you? In her first match, it is Bronson Reed versus Sheamus. This match started off with them swinging. Bronson Reed kind of gets the better of Sheamus. Up until the commercial break, Bronson Reed was in firm control up until Sheamus ends up hurling him over the announcer's desk, and then they go to commercial break from there, and it looks like Sheamus is having a good time sitting there talking to people and even hug Pat McAfee. Then when we get back from commercial break, they're still fighting. A little bit back and forth later, Sheamus ends up doing a running knee, and then he wins this match. Then this is when Pete Dunne comes out because it looks like Bronson Reed was going to go ahead and attack Sheamus, but he gets foiled by Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne looks like he's still, even though he did Sheamus a favor, he is still upset about whatever happened between them. So he leaves the ring. Sheamus turns his back for a hot second, and then he winds up getting an attack from behind. Then he leaves the ring. Then this is when Bronson Reed ends up doing a big splash, and that ends that segment. I don't know what Pete Dunne is doing. And then, like, can somebody answer me this? When did Pete Dunne go to Raw? Wasn't he on SmackDown? Like, the whole NXT thing, that's cool, whatever. But how did he jump to Raw? Like, is he not partners with... I guess they figure since his partner is injured, they're going to give him something to do with Sheamus since that was his old running buddy. I don't know. Let me know. In this next segment, it is Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, and they're talking. He said, it's great to have you back. She said, it's great to be back. She said, I want to thank you for trying to keep this group together and everything like that. You got a lot on your plate. You still have a match with Braun Strowman later tonight. You still have to do this one-on-one face-off with Gunther. I just want to know, do you need any help out there? You know, do you need me out there for your match? And then this is when he says, the whole thing with Braun Strowman, I should have took care of that myself a long time ago. So, you know what I'm saying? I just want to go ahead and do it on my own. She said, that's fair enough. She said, but, question, what is Carlito doing here? And he said, yeah, funny thing about that. And before he really even get going, this is when Dominic comes out and he says, can I have a minute with mommy? So then Damian steps off. So he says, look, I've been trying to call you all week. Like, just hear me out. Like, it's not what you think it is. So this is when she said, a whole week? What about for the last 3 months? Or were you too busy playing with your little girlfriend? And then she walks off and throws the rose that she had at him. And it looks like she doesn't want to hear, see him or anything. He need to just go ahead. You better lay low.
You better lay low. That's
In this next segment, Ilya Dragunov approaches Sami Zayn and he says, look, I just want to let you know, I didn't help you last week to get title opportunity. I just want to let that be clear and be known. And this is what Sami Zayn say, look, you don't have to tell me that because I'm the one that wanted the match. Because I know that you bring your very best in that ring. Like, you fight with like your life depended on it. And I love it. That's the type of competitor that I want to be in the ring with. So guess what? Tonight, you better bring your very best. So Ilya Dragunov says, yeah, you better do the same. So we're going to see Ilya Dragunov versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. And I don't know why. I just have a really, really good hunch that Braun Breaker is definitely going to ruin his ugly head in that match. In this next matchup, it is Zelina Vega versus Sonya Deville. In the first half of this match, Sonya Deville is wearing Zelina out. She is backing her up in the corner. She's beating her up. Zelina Vega is not playing around either. She winds up fighting back. A little bit back and forth later, Zelina Vega ends up doing a 619. And while the referee is distracted, Shayna Baszler ends up messing up the arm and kicking it so that way Sonya Deville can get an unfair advantage while the referee is distracted by Zoe Stark. And then this is when Sonya Deville ends up doing her finisher, and then 1, 2, 3. Sonya Deville wins this match. And guess they weren't done because they wound up beating up on Zelina Vega a little bit more. And this is when Katana, Kaden, and Lara comes out. And they wind up running out Sonya Deville, Zoe, and Shayna Baszler. I guess this rivalry is still not over yet. In this next segment, it is Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio. And Dominic says, why didn't you tell me about Rhea last week? He said, because I tried to, but you were too busy with your little girlfriend, Liv Morgan. So, yeah. This is when Jey Uso comes out and he says, is it true? Is it true? I mean, come on, tell me. Is it true, man? Is it true? Damian like, what? What's true? That Rhea Ripley is single and ready to mingle. Because, man, I'm trying to holler. And I'm like, Jay, shut up. So this is when Damian Priest says, well, maybe. So Jey Uso and Damian are going back and forth. And this is when Dominic Mysterio says that, no, you stay away. So Jey Uso says, when you see Rhea Ripley, let her know. I said, hi. So Damian Priest is playing instigator, and he said, you need to go ahead and take care of that and show him who mommy belongs to. So this is when he said, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take care of business right now. I said, boy, and get beat up. We're going to see what's going to happen later on tonight with this development. In this next segment, it is a face-off between Damian Priest and Gunther. So Damian Priest comes out and he says, welcome to Monday Night Raw. All rise for the El Champion. So he said, without further ado, let's just go ahead and have this face-off. So Gunther comes out and they get into words. Gunther says that WWE was begging me to sign a contract so people like you won't be in position to be world champion because you're nothing more than street trash. So this is when Damian Priest says that it's really sad and crazy that you still don't see why you lost your Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. It's the same reason why you're going to lose to me at SummerSlam. It's because you have no heart. You don't know what it is to fight from the ground up and have to fight for everything that you had to work for. So no matter how you feel about me, you're going to be humbled. And after SummerSlam, we're going to see if you're nothing more than a conceited, arrogant, pompous, entitled scumbag. So before they can really get into fisticuffs and they just all in each other's faces and they like kind of pushing each other, having a shoving match, and it's getting very hot and heavy, this is when Braun Strowman comes out, and I guess their match is going to be next. Braun Strowman versus Damian Priest. In this next matchup, it is Braun Strowman versus Damian Priest. This match started off with Damian Priest playing keep away, where he just, taking his shots or whatever, kicks to the sides of Braun Strowman. And Braun Strowman finally gets his hands on him. Damian Priest winds up getting out the ring. He tries to go around and do the Strowman Express, but it doesn't work because El Champion, Damian Priest, gets out the way and he winds up kneeing the barricade. And then this is where we go to commercial break. After commercial break, Damian Priest is still working on the leg and trying to chop the big man down. Braun Strowman gets a little bit offense in, but to no avail. He tries to do the running power slam. Braun does, but it didn't work. He wound up having his leg blown out, and Damian Priest ended up doing the big splash and then a South to Heaven choke slam, and 1, 2, 3, Damian Priest gets a big win over the big man, Braun Strowman. So this is when Gunther comes out, and they have a stare off, and then Gunther winds up chopping Damian Priest, and then they wind up, getting into fisticuffs until Damian Priest ends up actually getting Gunther out of the ring and he hightails it. So this rivalry has picked up a little bit, and we're going to see what's going to happen leading up to SummerSlam, but Damian Priest is definitely not one to be reckoned with. Hopefully we get a really decent match. They're going to have a good match. They're going to have a great match. They always put on great matches. This is just the first time they ever going to have a match with each other. We're going to see what they're going to bring. In this next matchup, it is a tag team match. It is Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. They had a pretty standard back and forth match. I'm going to just go ahead and be honest and go right to the end of this match. Kaden went up to the top. She gets distracted by Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville winds up getting taken down by La Valkyria. La Valkyria gets kicked in the face. A little bit back and forth later, Katana Chance ends up getting set up in a powerbomb move and then wind up getting Ollie Hooped, I think it's called, and then landed right into Shayna Baszler's knee. And then 1, 2, 3, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark end up getting a big win over Katana and Kaden. So, I don't have anything else to add to that. In this next segment, Finn Balor is talking to Rhea Ripley, and he's basically pleading his case saying that, hey, I know that Liv Morgan helped us win the tag team championships and everything like that. She said, yeah, I know. It's no problem. It's water under the bridge. She tried to do her little mind games. It didn't work, so hey, it is what it is. This is when Dominic Mysterio comes out and he says that, look, mommy, Jey Uso was talking greasy about you and, I want to defend your honor, so me and him going to have a match tonight. So she said, what are you thinking? Are you dumb? Like, why would you pick a fight with Jey Uso? He said, well, I mean, if you want me to cancel the match, I will. She said, no, we ain't going to do that. What are you, a coward? He said, I mean, but you just said, I just wanted to go ahead and prove to him that you're my mom and you belong to me. And that's when she said, I belong to you. He said, I didn't mean it like that. And then she just walks off. And then Carlito says, Dom, not cool. So it's going to be Jey Uso versus Dominic Mysterio later tonight. In this next segment, it is Drew McIntyre. And I'm going to cut it short. So he comes out because Adam Pearce wants to reinstate him in WWE and lift his suspension. And he wants the match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk to happen at SummerSlam. And he said it could potentially be, a really big draw, but only if you want to do business. He says yes, he does. He said, well, first you need to apologize to our referees for what you did because that was uncalled for. So Drew McIntyre says no and that they deserved it, and especially you deserve to get elbowed because everything happened on your watch. You did nothing about it. CM Punk still gets to roam around free, but yet you want to punish me and da-da-da-da. And once again, he wants to play the victim thing, and it's really freaking annoying. So Adam Pearce says that, hey, you know what? Suspicion not lift. So he winds up trying to go after Adam Pearce. He winds up getting approached by Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is shoving down the referees again, and he gets in Adam Pearce's face and starts yelling. This is when Seth Rollins comes out and cleans house with Drew McIntyre and sends him packing out of the ring. I don't know what's going to happen at SummerSlam. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to see Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. That match been done 1,001 times last year and into this year. I don't, and I'm not interested, and nor do I want to subscribe to see that match happen at SummerSlam. Like, it happened at WrestleMania. It doesn't need to happen again. I'd rather see Drew versus CM Punk. I don't know how that's going to happen. Hopefully, CM Punk has a speedy recovery, and he gets to have that match. I don't know what's going to happen from here, but hey, we're just going to have to wait and see. In this next matchup, it is Jey Uso versus Dominic Mysterio. Already, Dom is on his BS. He winds up attacking him before the match. When the bell rings, he is in firm control of Jey Uso. He drop kicks him, he clotheslined him, and he's keeping him grounded. Jey Uso only gets like a little bit of offense in the first half of this match. But after the commercial break, Jey Uso winds up fighting his way out and everything like that. And it looks like that he was on the verge of winning. Jey Uso winds up doing the running hip thrust, and he tries to set him up for the big Uso splash. But Liv Morgan comes out and saves him. Jey Uso winds up drop kicking Dominic Mysterio into Liv Morgan. And once again, he's on top of Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan winds up rolling over and getting on top of him. She's like, oh, just don't fight it. Just don't fight it. You're mine. And I'm all like, girl, you crazy coot. This is when Rhea Ripley comes out and she runs, hightails it again. And Rhea Ripley is pissed. So Dom winds up getting back in the ring and getting speared and then hit with a big Uso splash, and then 1, 2, 3, Jey Uso wins this match, and Rhea does not look impressed. She leaves, and Dom is still trying to run after her, and it looks like Jey Uso was like, call me before Rhea left. Boy, she's not calling you. But we're going to see the development of what's going to happen with this love triangle, because, yeah, it definitely got interesting. In this next segment, it is Dom and Damian. And Damian says, you lost in front of Rhea, huh? Not a good look, man. So Rhea comes out and she says, just to let you know, I don't belong to you or anybody. You belong to me. And I was like, ooh. And this little freaky self sitting up there smiling and stuff. And I was like, you like all that dominatrix stuff, you freaking freaky frog, you. Go away, Dom. In this next segment, it is Chad Gable, and he is calling out Bo Dallas. And oh, big shocker, he found out that Bo Dallas and Uncle Howie are the same people. Who would have known? Bo Dallas comes out. He winds up getting attacked from behind by the Creed brothers. The Creed brothers lay him out and inside of the ring. But to no avail, Bo Dallas looks like he's having the time of his life. He's just laughing. So the Creed brothers wind up beating him up again. And again, he winds up laughing it off. And again, he gets beat up and beat up. And this happens about, what, 2, 3, maybe 4 times or something like that. So Chad Gable says, what is so funny? What is so funny? So then all of a sudden the lights go down and the lights go off all the way. And the Y6 comes out. Chad Gable and the Creed brothers get out of there. And the Y6 all embrace. And that's where the segment ends. I know one thing. Chad Gable better really, really beware, because this Y6 family is just not playing around. They are coming to wreak havoc, and I don't know what lies in store for Chad Gable, but I just don't see anything good happening out of this. And finally, we are here at our main event. Sami Zayn, the Intercontinental Champion, putting up his championship against Ilya Dragunov. So this match starts off with collar and elbow tie-up, and then they kind of go through chain wrestling, and they're switching up, you know, wrestling holds and arm bars and things like that. Sami Zayn wind up chopping him. Then they kind of have a chop fest. And then towards the commercial break, Sami Zayn end up doing a springboard moonsault outside of the ring onto Ilya Dragunov. Then when we get back into commercial break, these two are still fighting it out. Towards the end of the match, Ilya Dragunov wound up doing a top rope move that did not pan out. He wound up getting kicked in the back of his head while he was landing on Sami Zayn. A little bit back and forth later, Sami wound up doing a haluva kick, sending Ilya Dragunov outside of the ring. This is when Braun Breaker comes out and he spears Ilya Dragunov, which Sami Zayn, you're not slick. You fed Ilya Dragunov to Braun Breaker to get that spear. Then he winds up beating up on Sami Zayn. Sami tries to fight back, but to no avail. Braun Breaker winds up getting the better of the situation, and back in the ring, he winds up spearing Sami, laying him out, and this is where we end Raw. Woo, I'll tell you one thing. If Braun Breaker does not win that Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam, Triple H, you got some explaining to do. But no, for real though, this Raw was actually pretty decent. I actually went to sleep through the whole thing last night, so I'm recording, which is Tuesday. Had to watch it all again because I just couldn't like stay up for the full show. But how did you feel about last night's Raw? Comment down below. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Could have been better. Leave it in the comments, and as always, like, share, subscribe, and help me build this channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you that tune in. And as always, peace, TJ, I'm out.